A warning that our next segment is about domestic violence and femicide and may be troubling for some of our viewers to hear. A recent spike in violent crimes has brought more attention to gender-based violence in our city. Ottawa police have labeled 3 homicides in the capital as acts of femicide, a case where a woman or girl is killed because of their gender. Ottawa police have charged a 61-year-old man in connection with the death of his wife, 60-year-old Brenda Russ. Just days before that, 51-year-old Renee DeCari was found dead at a home on Henny Street in Lowertown, and that was a brazen daytime stabbing. A 24-year-old man has been charged in that case. Ottawa police say the victim and accused were not known to each other. We are also learning this week that charges in connection to last year's death of Jennifer Zabarillo have been upgraded. Michael Zabarillo is now facing a charge of first-degree murder after initially being charged with second-degree murder, and it too was labeled an act of femicide. With these troubling stories about gender-based violence in the news, what resources are available for those who may need help? We're talking about victims. The FAM Network helps people who are fleeing intimate partner violence, who may be struggling to get out of their situation when a pet is involved in particular. And according to the Family Network, 56% of women who flee violence have said they have delayed leaving their abusers because they had concerns about their family pet. Joining us this morning is Dayna Desmarais. She's the Executive Director of the FAM Network. It's wonderful to see you again. Unfortunately, not for this topic, obviously.
No, yeah,
but
it's a tough one.
It's good we're getting information about resources out there.
Yes, absolutely. So thank you for having us on to share our message and what we do and how we can help survivors and victims of domestic violence.
Well, thank you for reaching out, because you reached out after we had a conversation with the Ottawa Police Chief about this very issue and about violent crimes in our city, and it made us realize that we should be telling people about the resources that are out there and available. And I understand that, you know, an issue like this is also personal for you. Do you mind sharing?
No, so I am a survivor of domestic violence. A very long time ago, well before I met my fantastic husband, was a victim of domestic violence, and it is what has fueled my passion and I think my purpose with the FAM Network to make sure that there are resources for people who are in similar situations. Because I think if I hadn't had a way to leave with my dog, I may never have left, and that's something really kind of scary to think about. Where would I be today if I had stayed?
For you, it's not only a love for a four-legged friend or an animal or a pet, or what we now know many people consider a family member. I've heard from some victims that it's the pet that gets them through it as well. It's a therapy animal for some people, and
absolutely,
they can't imagine leaving without that.
Absolutely. So, and there's lots of science that backs that. It's called the oxytocin bond. It is true. We bond with our animals just like we would bond with a child. It's the same hormone that gets released, and it's not an option, right? When you have that bond with someone, you wouldn't leave your child behind. You're not going to leave them behind. So we do hear that kind of frequently, unfortunately. Well, you should just leave. It's just a pet. It's just a cat. It's just a dog. Right. But it's not. It's a member of their family, and it is inconceivable to consider leaving them behind.
For a lot of victims, are the pets also victims of abuse?
Unfortunately, yes. That same study that cites 56% of women will delay leaving also cites that there's 65% of women who report that their abuser also used the animal to coerce them into doing whatever they wanted, or to come back in some cases where they may have left but didn't bring the animal with them. They are used as a tool in coercive control to bring that person to come back or to do whatever the abuser was trying to get them to do in the first place. So unfortunately, yes, the animal abuse statistics where there's human violence are very high as well.
All right. Tell us more about the FAM Network and how it operates.
The FAM Network is here, and we act sort of as a secondary resource. So we respond to over 26 referring agencies in the city, including all the Ottawa hospitals, including Montfort, all the women's shelters, the City of Ottawa, 211 as well can get information to a person who's in need. And what happens when they leave an abusive situation, or they're going in for treatment for mental health or substance abuse, or being hospitalized short term, the referring social worker will send us a referral page, which they should already have access to. We get that information about the animal, we review it, we see if we can place them, which, knock on wood, hopefully we always can, and then they sign a quick agreement and it's done. Their pets are moved very discreetly through third-party safe drop-off locations, and they're returned the same way. So at no point does this person in crisis ever have to surrender ownership of their animal. They always get their pets back, and they can take care of themselves for just a few days or weeks, months, however long it takes really to just focus on them, heal, repair, and then get their pets back. And those reunions are really, really beautiful.
That's such an important service to be able to offer. Is there anything that those watching at home can do, maybe even volunteer to be a foster parent or be that in between home during that point in time?
Absolutely. We always need foster homes. Foster homes are something that we can never have enough of, because as soon as we're full,
right,
we're full. It's like a hotel, right? You're telling someone, sorry, there's no room at the inn, and we never want to have to say no. So volunteering to foster is always fantastic. And if you are unable to foster, donating monetarily is always an option as well, because money in means I can put an animal in boarding for a week if I needed to, or have somewhere safe for them to still land. So absolutely, donations are also very, very needed.
Yeah. As someone who's survived intimate partner violence, who is an advocate who works with this issue and works with other survivors and helps people flee the violence, how important for you is that the word femicide is used in some of these situations?
For me, that's critical. And, in the DV side, we've used that word for many, many years.
Right.
This is not something that's new for us. But hearing the police use it, hearing the media use it is really important, because it does give validation to what's happening. And I think that that's a really critical step in our progress towards a better life for women in a more equal space. And we are saying women a lot, but it does happen, of course, to men as well, and gender diverse people. So that's something to keep in mind as well. But the femicide term it's so important, and I'm grateful to see the media and the police using it effectively.
Okay. I want to thank you for joining us this morning. It's a very important topic, and we do want to keep the conversation going and offer people some information when it comes to resources. If you are experiencing intimate partner violence and need help, there are resources available. Reach out for help. You can call 311 if you're in the city of Ottawa. If you live outside of Ottawa, you can call 211. It's a short number. They can put you in touch with social workers or even the FAM network to help you in this situation. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate the work you do and your time this morning.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.